The way men switch up really needs to be studied. Like last week, I'm the love of your life, but this week I can't even get a conversation out of you.
Wow. She says the way men switch up so fast needs to be studied. Last week, she's the love of his life. This week, she can't even get a conversation out of you. Has anyone ever experienced this switch up? Has anyone ever experienced this love bombing that seems to dissipate? Um, I do think the switch up is real because I've heard this so many times that, once we got married, it changed. Once we had kids, it changed. Once we were intimate, it changed. Once he finally got me, it changed. He no longer pursued me, he no longer showed interest in me. This is something that needs to be studied in our society because in these relationships, we're seeing a lot of situations where the person that you were with initially for however long, it comes a point in that communication and relationship where they switch up. They're not as nice as they used to be. They're not as proactive as they used to be. Maybe they're not as affectionate as they used to be. Maybe they're just going out of their way to make you feel like you're minuscule in their life when before they made you feel like you were an actual part of their lives and you look forward to lives together. Let me know if you've experienced this. How many times have you experienced this? And what do you do when you get the switch up? Did it take so many switch ups to happen before you built some type of strength to just get past it and not let it hurt you as much as it did, like how she's explaining, she's the love of his life, and then they don't want to talk to her anymore? Those are big extremes, but I'm sure that those extremes occur all the time. You see some cases where people go and get married and the marriage doesn't last but a few months, if that, because somebody changes something and what they thought that they were going to get and thought they were going to experience, they don't. Let's take a look at another video.
Back and let them lean on the ones they think so highly of. People will switch up on your ass in front of other people and then need you in private. Sometimes it's not the people who change, it's that shitty mask they got on that falls off. The strongest people.
Well, he says sometimes after they changing, the mask is falling off. I would agree with that idea too, because people can wear masks, people can put on the best show for some people do it for years and years, or they live these double lives. And then maybe they get tired of having to keep up with everything and they let the mask fall off. And then you're standing there looking there like, who is this person? Like, I thought you were, my bestie. I thought you were my husband. I thought you were my soulmate. I can't believe you did this, and you hear that a lot. I can't believe they did this to me. I can't believe they did that. Because the person that they're seeing now is so different from what they were presented with. Do you think it takes X amount of time for the max to finally fall off? Or does it just depend on each individual? Do you think some folks can try to hold up the mask for a lifetime? Let's continue.
It's not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles that we know nothing about. That's strength for me. That's why I don't get too comfortable in any situation for real, because people and things change in a blink of my eye. For real though. I don't have no time in my life for inconsistency. You either fuck with me or you not. No in between, here and there, random type shit. Once you switch.
I can agree with that. People like to ride the fence. People like to promise you for the Friday that's never gonna come. People like to promise you the dream and keep reeling you in. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. And then they flip up and switch up, and you're like, hold up, I thought you had me. And you're sitting there like, oh, and they have some type of elaborate excuse they might have made up about it, why they're not there, or something was going on in their life, which allowed them to do you incorrectly. I think it should be ultimatums like you in or you out, but even a person can promise you that they're in and still turn around and switch up. That's what's called a switch up. I mean, you really can't stop a person from switching up. You can't stop a person from dropping a mask. You can't stop a person from putting a mask on because every individual has free will. Unfortunately, these things will happen and people can get hurt.
Signs on me, you gotta stay there. Never forget who ignored you when you needed them, and never forget who helped you before you even had to ask. Anybody that gives up on you was never down with you in the first place. With your upper.
Well, Anybody that gives up on you was never down with you in the first place. I mean, do you think there should be limitations on how long you're putting up with certain things? Because that can work both ways. A person may not want to give up on the person that they're in a relationship with, a family member, a friend, because they want to believe in the bond and they want to believe in the connection that they formed as human beings on this earth. And then the person switching up, how long can they stick around trying to not give up before it becomes maybe a matter of safety, a matter of sanity, a matter of surviving, while they're trying to figure out why is the switch up even occurring? So, with that point there, that can be used both ways, in my opinion. I do think that any relationship is subject to a switch up, whether it's both parties switching up or one person switched up. Let's say the woman feels like the guy switched up on her. How long is it that she will try to beg, to plead, to get his attention, to, hey, babe, things are not like they used to be, before she now has to switch up just to survive, switch up and exit. Hopefully she's switching up and exiting because she's found some strength and understanding that, okay, he's not going to go back to what he was. The mask is not going to go back on, and vice versa. How long? Should you be ride or die just indefinitely? No matter what they're doing, I think the person would probably feel entitled to treat you any kind of way at that point, because I mean, where's the boundary line gonna lie? Put it in the comment section, and please like this video and subscribe to this video if you like to hear more of our perspectives and our content. It really does help our channel grow. And I think this is a larger issue in our society, and it's impacting all types of relationships where people are becoming introverts and just staying inside and not even making themselves vulnerable because they may have been switched up on before and they just don't want to deal with it again. And because switch ups are something that can happen at the blink of an eye, just as he said, can you really form meaningful relationships nowadays with anybody? Can you? Put it in the comments what your experience is. Have you been the person doing the switching up? Did you get karma for switching up on somebody? Did you hurt somebody intentionally just because you felt like maybe they had something that you wanted? Have you hurt somebody in a relationship just because instead of you wanting to, man up a woman up and tell them it's over, you wanted to create this dramatic exit and make them feel like they did something wrong and gaslight them? Put it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and perspectives and your experiences on the situation. Maybe someone's story will help somebody else. I do thank you for listening and for your time. And you take care. See you in the next perspective.